Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. Today, we have a very special video for you. We have one of the South Bay Syndicate members, NinjaFerret, with us today. Welcome, NinjaFerret.
Hey everyone, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us. And as you can see from the screen, we are here to talk about his amazing run at the tournament in Mesa over the weekend. You can see no spoilers here. It just says number 10. So congratulations on your top 10 finish. Can you tell us about your
Thank you,
deck,
thank you.
what you
Uh,
played, and how you constructed it?
yeah. So, it's a very unique deck, Han2 Blue. First time anybody's seen that, right? Now, it's kind of all over the place, right? I have to give credit to Alex from Blue Milk Gaming. It's very similar to kind of the list he was playtesting the past couple of weeks. I've been watching his content and videos. Kind of helped me a lot there and kind of deciding what I wanted to play. Then how I got into Han2 Blue more recently was I was kind of just the meta was not really working out for I tried Anakin Data Vault, didn't really work. I tried Quinlan, didn't really work. But I had played a bit of Anakin Blue Force, a few PQs ago, so I kind of figured I'll give Han2 a try, and we took that. We went to the Odyssey PQ a couple weeks ago, the one that you and James made top eight in, right?
Hmm.
And it went well enough, so I thought, let's run it back for Mesa, and I am glad I did.
Yeah, it looks like it ended up being a good choice. Just some quick things as I look at this. No space. That's
Pretty much no. Yeah, there is no space. I tried a few other space units in the list. I tried Red 5. I tried that that new ship that can ping if you have a damage unit, right?
the
That's the
arc
Hunt VC
something.
was playing.
Yeah,
Arc, yeah, something or other. Heroic
yeah, yeah.
Arc. And it's just in this deck you really want to control the ground and you really want to get the force, right? So the focus is on there, and then you have entrenched to deal with all the space units. So basically, entrenched is the anti-space card in here, and I'm trying to win in the ground. So I very often kind of pushed everything to the side, so my space arena was very very small.
Okay. And as I scroll down, so we can see your sideboard, it continues to be no space, but I do see some upgrade hate, another entrenched. Uh, what was the most important card from your sideboard?
From the sideboard, so it really depends on the matchup, right? And I'm sure we'll kind of talk through some of the matchups that I played a little later. But the most important one, it really was probably that third entrenched coming in, right? Just helping against the space decks or the fell, right? It just depends on the matchup. That Krayt Dragon did make a good number of appearances in some of the wins there, so we'll probably talk about that later as well.
Okay. And as you think about your run with the deck, what changes would you make if you had a PQ this weekend?
So again, as we talked through the matchups, maybe some will come up. It's tough, right? Because it depends how the meta is going to change from here. But if I just want to take the exact same list, I think the first thing I would look at is that aggressive negotiations. It just I think I played it maybe once and it just didn't it maybe let me win the game a little bit faster, but I think that was going to be a win anyway. But it may have been the decks I played against that it wasn't too useful of a card. It honestly was a card that took out quite a bit for stuff that I wanted more. So that's probably what I would look at first. And for the most part, I think the rest of the deck you know, it did what it was supposed to do.
Okay. Great. Let's take a look at some of those matches and we can hear more about
Yeah.
the different cards and when they came up. Apologies to everyone viewing. This is the best I could do. I think Thork does a much better job showing this graphic, and I'll learn it one day. But on the right side of your screen, at least,
Yeah.
you can see NinjaFerret's matchups and his run through it. Before he goes into them, I just want to point out to the group his three losses were to three of the top four finishers in the tournament. So just amazing run overall.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and not only that, but one of the guys it beat was one of the finalists as
that's
well. So
that's right.
my what are they called? The match win percentage was quite high at the end of the tournament.
Yeah, you're probably one of the few players who got to play all of the top four finalists,
Yeah.
which isn't necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, no, I would wished maybe I could have dodged them for my own higher record, right? But it was really nice kind of meeting these such good players, right? And learning anything I could from them.
So it's interesting as I look at your first matchup because it's Quinlan Tarkentown, which I know was the other deck I think you brought and a deck you have played for
Yeah.
such a long time. When you see that, you're like, okay, I know this deck. I know what to do.
Well, the first thing when I sat down and he put out Quinlan Tarkentown, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm going to regret not playing Quinlan Tarkentown because, like I was trying to force that deck for so long, this set, and it just was driving into a brick wall against all these green decks, all the Data Vault decks, right? So that was I'm not going to remember everybody's names here. I'm sorry,
We'll go
but I do
Krieger.
remember this guy's name. Yeah, his name was Ross. He's
Okay.
actually a local guy here in the South Bay, actually. So I invited him to come to our locals. So hopefully we get a new guy to stop by and hang out with us.
Oh, very cool.
Um,
Just what we need, another
yeah,
Quinlan
but
player.
right,
Yeah.
right. And he was actually playing a list that I kind of had theory craft a little bit of, a more one drop and space heavy Quinlan list, kind of mirroring the Saturday Tarkentown rise, right?
Okay.
But it wasn't, it honestly wasn't too difficult. I don't think Quinlan's, having to ping the same cost units, and he was playing mostly one drops, and I didn't play any one drops. I guess it was Owen Lars, but I didn't really play one drops in the Han2 list, right? So he didn't really get much pings off. Um, and then with the restore a theme that's going to be in a lot of these matchups is 7-drop Luke Skywalker is super broken when you can play him for 6. And I ended both games with Luke Skywalker coming down, killing something, and then healing, and then taking the game out of reach.
Okay, great. Yeah, that Luke is powerful, and seeing it at 6,
Yeah,
being on the other side of a lot of our testing games, I was not happy about it.
yeah, it's a very good card.
So we went into round 2, and this ended up being the darling of the tournament. These Han yellows.
Yeah, so I think in the tournament it was about 5 Han 1 yellows,
Yep.
right? And I don't think Timmy was, and 3 of them made top 64. I don't think Timmy was one, but we still had a pretty interesting game. Where game one, I had a 98% chance of getting a turn one play in this deck, and I did not. So it kind of made that game really interesting. He had a kind of awkward opening hand as well, so I was able to kind of squeak out game one. Game two, he went all space and outraced me there, and then game three went a little more similar to game one, except I did have a turn one play, and I was able to take that win. So it was a good player, but I had some practice in Han 1 yellow, so I felt a little confident into that deck. But later on, you'll see. Well, maybe my overconfidence hurt me there
Okay.
in one of the later matchups.
I see that one coming. I see the red line in the future. But before that, we have a mirror match with Willem.
Yeah, it's I Wilhelm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's also was a good player. I've seen the name before, so I think he might have been at some of our PQs,
Oh,
Fire and Dice or something. I think he might be like a Northern California guy. But we had a good match. He crushed me game one. So I'm like, oh geez, okay, well this is this is where the run ends, right? But we had a super grindy game two. Like I was able to get value on him, and then I was able to basically drop bows before he dropped bows, crates before he dropped crates, and that was a really long match, and I took it, and then we had 12 minutes to finish game three. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is probably a draw, right? Because of how long game two went.
yeah.
But I had probably the perfect opening hand. I had the Ogdo start, and he had no turn one play. His turn two was having to cheat out a Chirrut with no force,
Ooh.
and it just kind of snowballs from there. So at one of the later turns, I had a Luke, an Anakin, a Mace, and my Han leader out, and he very kindly conceded instead of
Okay.
drawing out the game to time, right? So I really appreciated that because it was apparent that I was going to win, but with the time, I'm not sure, right? But he conceded there, and we were able to move on and took that win 2-1.
Very nice. And you had a lot of momentum going here. And then, unbeknownst to you, you end up with this Kylo who ended up being our runner up in the tournament. How was your matchup with Gold?
Yeah, gold. So yeah, I sat down and I think he started telling me about first of all his life, which was funny, and then some other PQs he won and stuff. So I'm like, okay, this guy's young guy, very talkative and very good player. But I was able to pull this off. I think I just had some amazing draws here for sure. Game two, I played two crates, and game three, I played all three crates,
Of
and
course
they
you
were all
did.
played back to back to back.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
the poor guy, he's like, what do I do with, he kills one crate, here comes the second one, he kills that one, here comes the third, and he has, 4 life left on base. So that's all there is, right? So crates, pulled that off for me, but also the Nemix were great, and I was able to use the Luke -6/-6 both times on when his leader deployed. His leader deployed came out, craving powered something, captured something else. Luke came out, gave him -6/-6. I crashed something to it, and there goes his leader, and I get my unit back, and then we're going into the crate turn. So, yeah, those both went surprisingly well. But I was glad to see that he pushed on and ended up in the finals.
Yeah, the cheating out a crate into another crate has to be a nightmare for any deck, especially that Kylo, who's probably low on damage late in the game from getting to their deploy. I,
Right,
I,
and even worse than this 3 crates in a row.
oh my gosh. And I see 4-0. I know you and I were texting. You're starting to think about, okay, I have a decent shot here. The day's playing out well, and then we see a familiar opponent here in the Fallen Order. Tell us about this matchup with your Vader, who I feel like one of us plays in every tournament we're at.
Yeah, I mean, we both run into him before, right? This Balloon Hands here has won at least a couple of PQs in the LA area over
That's
here.
right.
Really good player. I see his name on the list. Like, geez, I'm over here in Phoenix, and I'm still running into him,
And
right? Uh, uh, mm,
and he was able to make day two in this one as well.
in Mesa,
Yeah.
I believe he did not make day
Oh,
two.
top 64. Sorry.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he missed out. But and to this matchup, he raced me very fast game one. Game two, I was able to kind of control his board a little bit, and able to beat him there. It was funny because I think every time I played a Poe, any match, he no good to me deaded. So I don't think I played a Poe every game, and I don't think a Poe ever actually attacked. But
Wow.
so that was funny. And then I was able to squeak by in game three by cheating out a constable for one to kill his Vader pilot off the clone combat squadron, and then using the Force Lightning to do the rest of the damage, get rid of the ability on the clone combat, and kill it. And all he had left was a bunch of 1/1 ties, and I had a full board of like Mace, Poe, Han on the ground, and it was able to pull it off from there. So it was a really close game. If I didn't have the Force Lightning and the exact amount of resources to do the constable and the force lightning, I would have lost that game. So that was a crazy finish and a crazy fun game against a really good opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I think that speaks to the tech that you built around the deck to make sure you had answers for these different situations. No space in the deck, but ways to deal with it. And that was a perfect example of it coming in clutch before
Right.
going into your matchup at 5-0. I think one more win, you're guaranteed day two. And not knowing at the time, but you're playing the eventual champion. Uh, I know you mentioned maybe you got a little
Uh,
overconfident here after your matchup with Timmy. Tell us about John's matchup.
yeah. So I've done some we did some care bass testing against Han Yellow, ran
Mm-hmm.
into it, and it just never seems like, honestly, it didn't seem that good. But I don't know, John Yellow here played it, and I guess I found out he's been playing the deck since since Han has come out, right?
Yeah,
Basically Han Green or Han Yellow each time. The dude's really good,
he
and I've
won that
never
PQ the
seen
weekend
somebody.
before with
Right,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've never seen somebody, I play an Ogdo and he doesn't blink and ignores my Ogdo, and I get 3 swings with an Ogdo off, which I thought in theory meant I can't lose if I can do 15 damage, and no, I lost. So cunning is a hell of a card when you can play it for 4. He's I'd get 15 damage in, but after that he's swinging for +4. He's bouncing my Ogdos. He's exhausting them. It just takes it away from there. And then game two, he wins that. He went faster, right? So I think really good player, of course, right? Because he's the eventual winner of this tournament. But I think I needed to rethink my strategy here against Han One Yellow and take it a little more seriously, of course.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see more of them in Milwaukee, so you'll have a lot of time to prep and think about how to handle that matchup differently.
Yeah, tentatively, I'm thinking start with Marin and don't let L3 live on the ground with a blaster for too many turns like it
That's a
did
good
last game.
plan. Good
The other game.
plan. Your next matchup, I tell me more about it because I don't see the deck info here.
Yeah, so there was like some weird kind of glitch or something where some of the deck lists didn't get fully uploaded. So this is Padawan Unlimited. He's another YouTuber actually. I've seen some of his stuff. He got has some good meta breakdowns and some good like spoiler discussions. So check out his channel. He was a really nice guy. He was playing Han1 Green. I was able to take him down, and obviously, like, I'm nervous going into this because I need the last win to make day two, and I have two more games to get it right. So I'm kind of nervous, like, okay, I just lost to John Yellow. Am I gonna blow this right
Oh
after a
yeah.
hot start? But I go in it. But Padawan was like such a nice guy. It was like very comfortable game. I was able to take him down, and he seemed like really happy that I was so happy that that I got the win, right? Because I'm like a sigh of relief, like okay, I didn't blow it. I'm going to day two, like it's all gravy from here, right? So
Yep.
fun game, great guy, and he's good YouTuber.
Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, definitely check out his channel. We love all the content creators for Star Wars. Everyone's bringing something different and fun, and you get a lot of ideas and learn from each other. So please check that out. Okay, so last match of the day. You have a little bit of relief, but you don't relax here. So you go right into a Han data vault and take care of business. Tell us about the last match of the day.
Yeah, so another good player. I believe his name was Cameron. He's playing the Han2 Data Vault. So I ran into this deck a few times, right, in testing. I didn't find it too difficult. It kind of like I think Han2 Blue just counters the Han2 Data Vault. Like it's just
Mm.
a bigger version of the same deck. And I have the Fells, and I have the Force Lightnings, and I have the Bows, Katans to kind of end the game there, right? So that's basically how game. Well, to be fair, game one I did draw and play all three Lukes, so that really helps.
Seeing a pattern
Uh,
here.
yeah, no, Luke. If I don't know if we're talking about this, but Luke Skywalker again, best card in the
Hmm.
deck. Every time it's played, it just carries the game. But game two, and also game one, he doesn't see any of his records, right? Game two, he sees his records. I don't see the Lukes. He wins that one. Game three, I see a couple Lukes, so I'm able to pull that off. So it was basically if I got the Lukes, I won. If I didn't, I lost. So I don't think it's as scary of a matchup as like Hantu ECL, right? Because they can't um, ambush in the record as early, and so I think that just helped me, pull off the win here and get ahead.
Yeah, and really an amazing day one. 7-1, locked in for day two, in a great position to make a deep run, move up the leaderboard, and earn points.
Yeah.
You jumped in your Waymo, headed out to dinner, got
Yeah.
some rest. Uh, we talked a little bit. You're like, just keep avoiding the Cad
Yeah.
Banes, and then you wake up in the morning to a nice matchup with Wu.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about this, right? How many cats got through, and I'm like, okay. And I'm checking everybody on my record. I'm like, okay, uh, as long as it's not Woo, maybe I got a shot here, right?
Yep.
And then I'm there. I'm talking to our buddy Jay, who's with me, right? We're there hanging out, waiting for the first round to start. and and I check the thing. I'm like, oh no, it's it's happened, right? So I sit
Yep.
down. There's Wu. Again, super nice guy. We chat a little bit. I may sit down like, oh man, this is the one deck and the one guy they want to play. He's like, oh, don't worry, yeah, you got a shot. And then he sees I'm playing Han2 Blue, and they're like, okay, well, so so he crushed me. That like I mean like John Yellow crushed me, but Wu really crushed me. Like I don't get it. He pings the first row. I tried to mulligan for Namek. Namek is hiding somewhere. I don't see him either game. To start anyway. I think I start with Owen Lars. He kills he claims attacks the Owen Lars to keep Target Town up. He
Hmm.
then from there, I think I tried to play a Marion. He gets rid of that. Anytime I play Chirrut, it's bounced or it's force choked to every game. Uh, and it's just like, yeah, it just gets nastier and nastier from there. So it's a very quick 2-0. But at least I got to talk with Wu a little bit, and kind of get some ideas from him on like, oh, what could we do here to make this slightly better than a CAD. So we'll see. A few things to try for ahead of Milwaukee. But I think this is just uh, outclassed in matchup and player quality. I think here.
Well, and I know I saw his video. He's running Force Choke. Not a lot of people are, which is great into
Yeah.
this matchup. And then he mentioned that Waylay was his MVP. He would
Right. No.
waylay. He said every time, every chance he had, he would waylay to keep the board clear. And sounds like
I
he
mean,
he
he
did
he
that
could
to you.
have been talking about our game for all Force Choke and Waylay. That's all he was playing.
Yep. All right, so we lost to Wu. Kind of a tough way to start the day, but still a chance to get into the top eight. We have another looks like Han2 ECL here. It looks like a lot of Han2
Yeah,
ECL coming
so
up.
yeah, another guy named T Bugs. He was up there as well in the top tables. This one was kind of a relatively quicker game. I just kind of again I keep drawing all my Luke Skywalkers, and I was able to Chirrut, stall, get a Luke Skywalker out, and so this was kind of a quick 2-0, which felt good, right? Because it's like, okay, I still got a shot at top 8 here, right? I mean, to be fair, coming into this tournament, top 64 was was all I hoped for. Was my
Hmm.
goal, right? That was what I wanted. And now I'm beating T Bugs here in round, third last round here. I'm like, man, there's a shot at top 8, right? It's just two more games. So,
That's right.
but then we see the next opponent coming. So,
Yeah. So for our viewers out there, FO is Fallen Order, which is a local team we run into all the time. McCravey, I think his name is Sean, is a great guy. Has been NinjaFerret's kryptonite at a number of tournaments recently, and so they just had played at the PQ recently. And now he
yeah.
saw him again. Obviously, he made a great run right into the top four. If you watch the stream, you see I think three different times on there. Amazing player and great person. Tell us about this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, not too much to tell. It was Han2 ECL like the previous deck matchup, but I don't know. McCravey does something that I can't put a finger on it, but it's different, right? Like he played the game a little bit slower, and so it kind of throws off my strategy against the Han2 CL decks.
Hmm.
I will say I did have a shot at winning that first match or the first game there, and I kind of threw it. I wasn't patient enough, and I attacked I think I had a 13-13 Bo-Katan. I attacked to base, and then he immediately pulls out the only card that could win in the game that I forgot he was playing was a Gorilla Attack Pod,
Oh,
damage to hit my base for 6, and I had 5 health left. I was like, okay, there's nothing in the deck that can kill me. I'm just gonna hit 12 to base, claim, and finish the game, right? But nope, he had a Gorilla Attack Pod, hit him for 6. Like, oh, yeah, that card
oh,
exists.
that.
So yeah,
Yeah,
and then game 2, it just he sideboarded whatever he sideboarded in, and it just smacked me up, and the game was done.
yeah. And that's how it goes. And he went on again to top four. And then we weren't sure going to the last round. We thought a lot of things had to fall in place for you to get into top eight, but you were
Yeah,
right
it was
there.
a shot.
Yeah. And so we saw Crispy. You and I had talked about this deck as well the night before because there was a Kylo Ren um, shield something deck
Yeah,
right running around.
It's a Kylo from Shadows, the
Yep.
Kylo 2 blue, but playing the security complex
Security
space,
complex.
right?
That's
So
what it's
this was
called.
a yeah, Crispy from Boston Network, right?
Yep.
He's a well-known guy, kind of always playing maybe slightly, kind of off-meta decks, and this, I mean, this was pretty off-meta, right?
Hmm.
Um, so it was an interesting matchup. I think it was a bad matchup for him, to be honest. I think like if there's one deck that Han2 Blue Force can beat, it's a ground-based aggro deck that doesn't have ambush. Like it was very interesting that I think he did a few things, like he was being a little greedy with a few things, maybe kind of testing me.
Hmm.
Like he on the 4 resource turn he played the emergency powers on the Infernal 4 in space. Well, I had a fell, so
Oh,
so
okay.
felled it, and he upgraded something else in space. Well, I got entrenched. He did something else. Well, here's a second entrenched. you know, and then took game 1, game 2. He top decked the only card that I didn't know he was playing it was a Chaos of War. I
Mm.
had 3 health left in base, and I had 4 cards in hand. And he's like, how many cards you got? And like, I got 4. He's like, okay, play as Chaos of War. I was like, okay, dang, okay. If I would have claimed early, attacked the Luke, healed there, then that would have been that. But they went to game 3, and I was kind of was proud of this play where we're going into the 5 resource turn, and he had his Kylo leader out, and he had a space unit out. I think it was the Krennic shuttle that gets a shield,
Hmm.
and so I cheated out at Chirrut, which is probably not something you normally want to do, but I cheated it out just so I could save 2 resources to still keep the entrenched just in case, because I'm like, this guy's gonna try to do something with that spaceship, and and sure enough, he puts an upgrade on the space unit, entrench that. So then he has Kylo on the ground that can't get through the Chirrut because I also have Grogu healing the Chirrut down there,
Yep.
and that was that. So it was a good game, great opponent, really fun deck. I was happy I was able to pull off the last win so I could finish 9-3 and give me a shot at top 8, right? And that's not how the tiebreakers ended up going out, right? We needed some draws for that to happen, but I just wanted the shot here.
Yeah, and I mean, still 9-3, top 10, amazing run, 340 plus
Yeah.
people. Congratulations to you. One step
Thank you.
closer
Thank you.
to a day two bye. I
Yeah,
know
50
for
50 points
for
or plus
people
50.
watching, I think you probably know if you grind for these tournaments, so much work goes on in the background, and NinjaFerret puts in all of the work, constantly watching videos, testing, talking through strategies with the team. I know as the South Bay Syndicate team as a whole, we're super proud of him. He's our top performer. I'm gonna
So,
try
sounds
and
like
catch
someone's
him in
tearing
Milwaukee.
up there a little bit.
Oh, I'm just very happy for you. I know what you put into
Yeah,
it, so I'm very happy for you.
yeah,
I'm looking
yeah.
forward
Thank
to
you.
Milwaukee and trying to catch you again. I was the leader in points, uh, and now you're back ahead, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna come
we couldn't
after
let
you.
that happen.
No, no,
So that
no.
was the real motivation here
That's right.
on getting top 16. I had to pull ahead here.
That's right.
Your head was getting a little too big, right? Getting a little too famous with your little YouTube career here now. So
I don't know. I see you getting
kind of had
noticed.
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
That's
But
right.
yeah, great tournament overall. I have to say, like everybody I met was super nice, right? All the YouTuber personalities, like they're like that in real life. Like again, I spoke with Alex for a bit. He was really cool. I just congratulated him on his run and just really appreciated the work he put in. I talked with Woo a little bit, and he was really nice, right? And everybody else was, having a good time, and the event was run pretty smoothly overall. And yeah, I was just glad that I was finally able to get over the hump here. Like you said, I think like like I, this is probably like my 12th tournament. Like I've done like 10 PQs. I've done Denver sector, which I did decently well there. I did Galactics, which it kind of went the opposite opposite
Deep run in
way.
the open. Deep run in the
Uh,
open. Day two.
yeah, the Open,
Yep.
sure, yeah, right. When you take all the good players out, that's
It's
that's
much
when I
easier.
shine there, right? Yeah, yeah. But this time, like I'm this there. I'm like, sitting next to sitting next to Woo and Alex, and there's Bobby Sapphire, and there's Justin from KTOD, and there's all the Boston Network guys, and everybody. And it's like, okay,
That's right.
maybe I made it, right? So we'll see if try to continue that in Milwaukee. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, looking forward to doing some prep with you for that. We'll both be there. For anyone that watches, come say hi to us. We're gonna,
Yeah, we're doing both. We're doing limited and we're doing premiere. That's the plan.
if it goes well, we're only doing
Yeah.
limited because we'll be in the final.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
are signed up for
Yeah. Yeah.
both
That's
just in
right.
case.
If we win the limited, then yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
That's then yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
that's right.
That's fair. I forgot we can't do both, but
Well,
who
thank you
knows?
so much for joining us.
Yep.
Thank you everyone for watching. As always, uh, like and subscribe. Right, that's what I'm supposed to say.
Right. Right.
That's
Yeah, we
right.
got to get those subscribers up. Right. We're planning to. We have the sponsorship now. Right. We're planning to do maybe a raffle or something coming up. Right. So
Big 500
it's
subscriber giveaway. We're trying to convince
yeah.
NinjaFerret to donate maybe a card from his run. We'll see if we can get that to happen.
We'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see. You might be able to get a subscription from me. I still got to hit subscribe myself. So
Oh, there we go. Let's hope for that one. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for
yeah.
watching. Have a great one.
Yeah. Thanks everyone.